The big thing about our group is, we just continue to get better as the season goes on, and I don't think we've hit our peak yet, and I think we still got more, and that's just going to come through practice every single day, pushing each other to, get better.
I just think for our guys to be able to play in this type of environment, we got to play that outdoor game. It was an awesome event. We got to play in the GLI. Then to play in here, it's a big win for our team, big moment for sure. But there's still a lot of hockey left here, and we got to keep focused on getting better.
When you see a picture of the Cold War hockey game, you see the actual turf in that picture. You were playing on a football field. We weren't disguising that. It was great. In the background, you can see the leaves on the trees still. It was a nice and warm week leading up to it, but man, what an event. I can still vividly remember the roar of the crowd at the start of that game. That was like nothing I had ever heard before. I can't imagine those football players that get to do that week in and week out, but man, we were thinking, holy smokes, imagine if there was a roof on this place. It would have been deafening. You could hardly hear anything as it was. Feeling like it was a true outdoor game with that weather, and the crowd was just fantastic.
Fast over the blue line. He takes it into the corner near side, sends it up. Duncan Keith off the spot. It's a goal for Michigan State. Duncan Keith with a one-timer from out in front.
The game was just a hard-fought battle against two big-time, obviously historic rivals. I think the intensity on both sides was tremendous. It was two really good programs, two really good teams, and a lot of good individual players out there playing that game. Michigan State is such a proud program, proud alumni, proud tradition, and it means so much to be a part of that. Every time I see one of these similar games on TV, I get reminded of how great it was to play in this. And I say things have come a long way since that first game. I think even just the look of it. I mean, if we wouldn't have done it properly, if Michigan State wouldn't have done it the right way, we probably wouldn't see any more of those. But they really hit a home run with this one, and it's obviously now it's all across the world.
I grew up in Sheboygan. That's all we had was an outdoor rink until I was about 13, I think. So you'd only play about two and a half months, depending on the weather, and you chuck the gear in the garage and go play every other sport. So that is my background, is playing outdoor hockey, and there is something pure about it. No coaches out there, and just kind of play.
In Minnesota, like almost every park has like a flooded rink in the winter, so there's 2 or 3 outdoor rinks in every town. So like even when I was home on Christmas break, like I went and skated outdoor with just like random people outside and played pickup, which is awesome.
I like watching the outdoor games in the NHL. I think they're really interesting. Like they always make the new jerseys, the outfits. I watched the Rangers one this year, and it was awesome to see.
I do think it's important to keep the legacy going. Being the first one, we put it on the map, and it's also really good to give our players an experience like this. In these games, I know a lot of the friends and family will come and watch. You get more than usual, so I think it's a great opportunity, which should lead to lifelong memories for all of our players, all of our student athletes.
I'm just so excited to be able to play outdoors with our team and against Penn State, which is a huge rivalry.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Beaver Stadium in University Park, Pennsylvania. That's right, we're outdoors today. Michigan State taking on Penn State for the second time this weekend, the 7th outdoor game in Spartan hockey history.
You gotta love it. Another cool experience. Game time tent's gonna be right around 16, 17 degrees, but the two teams stepping out onto the ice. It's gonna be a fun one here tonight.
Well, they get together at center ice. You can hear the reaction of the crowd, and we are underway. And a quick shot taken there by O'Connell.
Stremel whips it in front, and they find the back of the goal. Michigan State, Charlie Stremel, the setup man.
Danny Russell going to the net hard, was able to redirect that in.
Romani out in center ice, gets behind the defense, comes in, tries to get the backhand shot off. The puck was rolling on him. The save made by Radler. Teams switch ends here for the second period.
13 seconds into this second period. And Fink ties it up.
Coming out, left it out in front, shot, goal for Michigan State. The Spartans respond.
Charlie Stramel got to the net, picked up that rebound. We're tied back up at 2 apiece.
And just like that, another goal for Penn State.
We talked about the change of momentum here in this second period. It's gone back and forth, back and forth. 3:34 to go here. Spartans always good at responding.
There's 13 seconds left in the period. It's time for the Spartans to make one more rush down the ice. They'll get it into the zone. Russell was held from behind.
Yes!
Puck comes out front. Goal!
Oh!
The Spartans tie it up with 2 seconds left in the second period.
How about that? Charlie Stramel again for Michigan State.
Boy, this one has just been back and forth again. Gets there, sends it around behind the net. Wraparound try, loose in front, comes back up top to the blue line.
Yes!
Oh! Matt Basel from the blue line ties it up again.
Daniel Russell, he's not stickless. Michigan State now scores! Michigan State, Charlie Stramel. What a way to notch a hat trick outdoors.
The Spartans win it in overtime.
Hat trick for Charlie Stramel. Look at the Spartans.
That LCA game is, always the most attended indoor game in college hockey every year, right? I think it speaks to the rivalry, right? And both programs are in good spots, and that's when it's at its best, And I think regardless of where they're ranked, there always ends up being good games, and I suspect no different. It'll be tight games, and if we want to have success, we got to be at our best, and likewise for them. And that's what being part of a rivalry, I think, is. Well, not everyone has that, right? And it forces you to be at your best, and that's when you have an opportunity to grow.
Welcome to Little Caesars Arena in downtown Detroit. Michigan State, number 2 in the nation, taking on number 1 ranked Michigan for the second consecutive night.
The team that walks out of here with a win in regulation also walks out of here in first place in the Big Ten.
Right.
It's a big one tonight.
They meet at center ice, and we are underway with the Duel in the D in downtown Detroit. Perrin keeps it in. Now loose out in front, shot, big save by Augustine. Danny Russell with a little room to operate, got it into the right circle and then was checked off of the puck.
It does not get any better than this in college hockey. Here's Michigan State, now they score! They strike first! Ripped into the Spartans, draw first blood, Gavin O'Connell!
Now a takeaway by Tiernan Shouty. He'll get it back from the left circle. Shot goes wide to the right.
Lee plays on to Martone. Martone shoots, what a shot! An absolute missile! Top corner, under the elbow, and Michigan State leads it 2-0 on the Martone rip.
Back into the corner, Malcolm Spence. Centering pass out in front. Pants saving a beauty by Augustine. The Spartans flip it down the ice. Manisto battles through a Wolverine and then is clocked.
Look out, here's Nielsen. Chance to put him up by 3. Ivan Kobe comes up with the stop.
The net, Russell up front. Now to the back door. Goal for Michigan State. Charlie Stramel took the nifty pass and popped it behind Ivan Kovic. 3-0 Michigan State. Spartans behind everybody. Coming in, shot, goal! Another backdoor feed, this time Manisto to Shouty.
That's just the explosiveness of this Spartans offense when it gets rolling.
The shutout bid is over and Michigan is on the scoreboard.
Michigan's been pushing the entire third.
Trey Augustine, he saved his best hockey for this third period.
There goes Ivan Kovic. Down by 2.
one's over. Victory for MSU. The final score, Spartans 5, Wolverines 2.
It's unbelievable. We got a third win in a row, so we got to get something new here.
The Iron Deep Trophy for the third straight year stays in East Lansing.